Oh, hello, readers. Oh, hello, readers. I'm CJ Bernstein, and this is the week of April 9th. Hey. Yeah. Hey, readers. Lots to discuss. We're in the middle of phase three now. Middle-ish. You guys just performed Magic, and 5 of the 6 of you are now sick. Hashtag spell sickness. I saw Indri post that today. So yeah, that's cool. More Magic. I really liked you guys doing it live, so that we could play back, watch it later. People who didn't have a chance to do it live can at least come back and see it. That's cool. I wrote down some things, so forgive me. Oh, new ad. There's going to be a new ad probably this weekend that's going to go up on Instagram. What I'll do is, because I think a lot of you have already signed up, so it's not really targeting you. So I will record it and put it in the cabinet for you guys to check out. It's going to have to do with the chrono compass, and we're going to put that up for 3 or 4 days. So if there are if there is an influx, if there's an influx of new players, say hi, be welcoming. Look out for that. I think what I'll do from now on is let you guys know whenever there might be a surge of new readers, so you have a heads up. So yeah, that's that. Immersion. Immersion. So there have been a couple of times when a couple of readers have brought up the idea of either Discord or talking about how they came here from an ad on Instagram. Some of that's just unavoidable, especially in the welcome topic, before people have gotten immersed and kind of know the rules of the forum. And so anytime, if you can just take them aside quietly and let them know. I think Florist mentioned like immersion's a big thing in the welcome topic when people were mentioning ads and things. And some of that is unavoidable, but things like Discord, I want to explain a little why I want to hold off on Discord for now. I really like Discord, and my friend Andrew Mudo, who's running Night, the sleepwalking blog thing on YouTube. If you don't know that, you should check that out. It's incredible. His community is primarily on Discord. The thing with Discord is it's a little harder for me to track discussion in progress because remember, I'm turning all of this into a book. And so this forum allows me to go back and read things, to bookmark things, to find things I want to summarize, shift things around. It really helps me. It's sort of the outlining process of my book. And Discord isn't as friendly as Discourse, which is the company that, oh, hi, Camera 2. How are you? Forgot about you. Is the company well, that's the name of the forum we're using. And so, yeah, in the fall, when the Monarch Papers has wrapped, I know there is a Mountie, Cordy, who is he has a Discord channel in the wings waiting. So be more than happy for you guys to do that in the fall. But right now, I appreciate you kind of sticking to the forum because it helps me a lot on the back end. Merch next week. I was going to maybe talk about this next week, but I'm doing something that I personally am excited about for next month's Patreon merchandise, which is collegiate t-shirts for the guilds. You know how they have like Harvard, Yale, Princeton, all of those shirts in sort of that keggery collegiate font. I'm thinking of doing two-tone colored collegiate shirts for the guilds. And I think it's such a cool thing, and I would definitely wear an ebon guard. So if I'm gonna gauge your interest, comment or leave messages on the forum. If enough people are interested, I may find a way to make this the first piece of merch that anyone can get. Because I don't know, I think that's cool. And if you do too, let me know. Well, this is going really well, don't you think? I think so. I think it's going well. On to the main subject, says my notebook. The publishing timeline. The publishing timeline for Ackley Green Publishing. So originally, what was going to happen was the Monarch Papers was going to end at the end of the summer, around when it began ish, and then a month later, the Book of Briars was going to come out, as well as the Monarch Papers digital collection, and I was still working out like what we were going to do physically, hardcovers, paperbacks, etc. So I've had a change of plans. There's been a big structural change in the publishing timeline, but it's something that I think is cool, and I think you guys are going to be into, and kind of seamlessly, hopefully, translates from the experience now, which is highly interactive, into a book that is slightly less, but you'll see the I always say repercussions. Robert's going to be mad at me. You always see the outcome of the decisions you made in the Monarch Papers. So here's what's going to happen. Everything. So let me figure out. I should have maybe thought about this before. So everything is going to officially come out when the Book of Briars was originally going to come out, which is the spring of 2018. So what's going to happen is the Monarch Papers is going to end at the end of the summer. There will be like a month pause. There'll be some content. And then if you have pre-ordered the Book of Briars, which is going to start in a couple of months, pre-orders. If you've pre-ordered the Book of Briars, you will then start to get a chapter a week, every week, leading up to the general public publishing of the Book of Briars. So how this will work, Monarch Papers ends, and then sometime in maybe October, every week you'll start getting a chapter from the Book of Briars leading up to April-ish, whenever it's published. And what's cool about that is you can only do that if you do the pre-order, so that it's sort of like a die-hard access to it. It's not going to be more money or anything like that. I mean, there will be tiers of pre-order if you want to do hardcover, limited editions, etc. But what will happen is every chapter will be attached to the forum in a pre-order sort of early access members only area where you can continue to discuss the story. It's like the water cooler of every chapter. You can discuss what's going on, how it connects to the Monarch Papers. If you find a plot hole of something that was established in the Monarch Papers that hasn't what is the word? I don't know. I don't know what the word is, so I'm just not going to say it. If it hasn't with the Book of Briars, let me know, and it will continue this experience where we're shaping the story together. So only people who pre-order will have access to that. It will go until the spring of 2018, and in the spring of 2018, everything will come out. The digital Monarch Papers collection, the digital copy of Book of Briars, the full collection of the Monarch Papers, which I think is going to be in paperback, and the Book of Briars in hardcover. So you pre-order now, you get early access of the Book of Briars throughout the fall and into the spring, and then the spring is when everything comes out and will be on Amazon. And I feel like it's a chance for me to really make a mark in the market where everything comes out at once. Because while we have this amazing, tight little community, I want to make sure that we put our best foot forward in the spring whenever it goes out to Gen Pop, so that it all makes sense. It's clear. There's a line of progression story-wise between the Monarch Papers and the Book of Briars. And if you pre-order, people on the Patreon at the $5 tier or higher, and people who pre-order, you will have not only the Monarch Papers, but what's called the Monarch Papers digital collection. And I think I may do this in paperback too. I'm not sure. This is highly confusing. If it's confusing for me, I can only imagine it's confusing for you. The Monarch Papers digital collection is not only the Monarch Papers, which is the novelization of everything you guys did this past year. It is also, I'm telling you guys now, this was a secret, a digital and/or paperback version of the Magiq guide to have and to hold forever and ever. Um, the book that Brendan read that sort of changed his whole life, The Forest of Darkening Glass, the Choose Your Own Adventure novel, that is going to be both an ebook and a paperback. What else have we? There will be a supplemental artwork. I think it will be in the Monarch Papers if you pre-order. That has sort of sketches of like the compass and the guild badges and all of the stuff that behind the scenes, the video stuff, King Rabbit things, like how all of the artwork came to be. And there'll be one or two more things that are surprises right now. There we go. Oh, hi, I'm still there. So lots and lots of things. Let me see if I can boil it down in like 60 seconds. Monarch Papers ends into summer. Book of Briars begins chapter by chapter leading into the spring. If you pre-order, you have access to that and you can discuss things and continue the community experience. In the spring, everything comes out. The Monarch Papers, it's supplemental books. The Book of Briars, there will be ebooks, paperbacks, hardcovers, limited edition hardcovers with special dust jackets that look like they're themed after your guild. And hopefully that way you guys, I would never ask, but hopefully you guys will be just so satisfied with the massive amount of content that you will, leave a review or tell your friends and that will help Ackerley Green and me grow and gain a bigger audience so that I can keep doing this kind of stuff. So I hope that all makes sense. This is literally off the top of my head. I've just come to this decision in the past week. I'm talking to you now. Yeah, if that's unclear, leave a comment and let me know. It's still coming together for me. Last thing, and I'm thinking of doing this in May. I am a little obsessed with enamel pens. I don't know if you are. Are you, Camera 2? Because I am. And I want to maybe do a set of enamel pens of the guild badges. But here's the thing. You have to buy them in bulk. The minimum quantity I can do, I've done a little bit of research, is about 200 pins each. And that's not cheap, and you have to pay for that up front. And I will shoulder some of the cost of that. But what I'm thinking, I'm going to gauge your interest first, like the shirts, see what you guys think if you're into this. If we can almost do a sort of drive for a month in Patreon, where I think I have $1,000 goal, where I think we're at 700 something dollars a month, which is nuts, which is incredible. And I have $1,000 goal that is to get, if that goal is reached, I would get a 3D printer. But I'm thinking, what if I do in the month of May, we do a sort of Patreon drive, if you guys are interested in these pins, where I think the cost of the pins out of pocket is going to be somewhere between $1,500 and $2,000 to get them all and to meet the minimum requirement numbers and design, because the guild badges as they are, some of them don't really work for the fine detail. The fine detail doesn't work on an enamel pin, so they would need to be redone, some of them. So I will shoulder half of that. And if we can, in the month of May, just for 1 month, get that goal of $1,000, I will use that money from May to do a set of enamel pins, and I'll sell them before the summer. We'll do a little online shop, and you can just buy one pin. You could buy a set, and I was thinking if you buy the whole set, you maybe get a secret 7th pin. So let me know if you're into that. I would be into that, but God knows I'm into weird things. So let me know, and if it sounds cool, I will maybe start a little push to do a drive to get up to, and then here's the thing with Patreon is cool. You can contribute a certain mount a certain amount. You can contribute a certain amount, like a horse or a buffalo, bison. You can contribute a certain amount and then immediately change it back or stop the payment before June 1st, so that just for May, we would try to raise the money to do these pins in this sort of like community thing. And I will pay for half of it, and then maybe you guys can chip in and pay for the other half, and we'll have some cool pins. And I won't charge an arm and a leg for them. I just want to see you guys wear them and have a little bit of merch. So yeah, that's what I'm working on right now. A lot of like corporate-y, businessy stuff, because I can't really talk about phase 3 right now, because you're in it. But the spell was awesome, and oh my God, I was watching it, and I so wanted to like pop in at the end and be like, "Yay, good job, guys!" Obviously, I didn't. So I hope you have a wonderful week. Um, Continue mounting, and I'll talk to you next week.